Hey guys, Mike Goldstein, founder of Easy Dating Coach, here live. I'm excited to be with you. What we're going to talk about today is do these three things to have a healthy relationship. They don't show this on TV. So I was sitting right here trying to discover what the heck I was going to talk about today. And all of a sudden it hit me. Like my experience is I grew up watching TV, watching movies, and I was like, this must be how love works. And obviously it's not. And this is how relationships work. Obviously that's not true. So I thought I'd give us a better foundation on some healthy things to do in a relationship. And I thought we'd have some fun together. So I'm going to roll out some brand new content. I'll teach you this stuff, and then we'll open up the floor and start answering all your questions about dating, relationships, love, sex, online dating. Since you're here, do me a favor and tell me your name and what state or country you're from. I would love to hear that. I'm Mike. I live in California. All right. So what they don't teach you this stuff on TV. Like some of the stuff I was thinking about, I was like, what did I learn on TV? And I'm like, well, I learned from Ross. I was on a break. And I learned from Jerry Seinfeld. Well, she has man hands. I can't date her. Her hands are so big. And like, I think subconsciously, a lot of this stuff kind of stuck to me because I remember dating and I would like DQ women because of weird things. And I was like, well, if Jerry did it, it must be a smart move. All right, I digress. Hello, Renee from Florida. It's nice to see you. Let's see. YouTube, let me know where you are from. So my first piece of advice of do these three things to have a healthy relationship is number one is take care of yourself first. I think we can get into some codependency and we can kind of lose ourselves. I know historically sometimes I've lost who I am in partnership. And I think one of the most important things you can do for the relationship is look at what do I need in this moment and do that. I think it's also important, not that I'm a parent, but what can I do to make myself the best version of me? What can I get rested so that I can then provide to my partner, to my child, like take care of what I need, and now I can support them in the best way I know how. My wonderful girlfriend, Paige, had a great example of this the other day. So right now she's in Edinburgh performing her show, and we are trying to figure out how much texting, how much talking, how much Zooming to do to stay connected, but not maybe overwhelm each other. And both of us were like, man, it feels so weird. It almost feels like I don't have a relationship right now. And she goes, you know, I want to text you more. And I'm going to. And I'm going to trust that you are a grown man. And if I am texting you too much, you will let me know. And she said, for a while, I was having this insecurity of, I don't want to reach out too much. I don't want to bother you. But that was my own shit. I'm going to do what I want to do. And now you can tell me if it's too much, too little, whatever. And so I thought that was great communication. I thought that was mature. And we'll see how that goes. Thank you. I'm glad you appreciate my content. Gallbladder healing. That's good. I hope you didn't eat, crumble cookies. I heard 6 people had to have gallbladder surgery after eating crumble. Anyway, I digress. All right. Number 2, do these 3 things to have a healthy relationship. Your partner does something weird or something you think is wrong. I think on TV, what we see happen is we're like, oh, you're doing something wrong. And you make them wrong for it, or you call them names, or you just insult them, or you put them down, and then they get upset, and then they pull away, and then there's an apology, and then there's this coming back. That's called drama. That's called movies. That's called, what's that thing called? Where the action builds, and then, what is the top of the peak? Where the conflict happens, and then they have to come back together. Melodrama. It's not the word I'm looking for. Is it conflict? I don't know. Anyway, movies have to create drama, resolution. That might be it. We don't need that. It's not serving us in our real lives. Instead, let's not make our partner wrong for anything that they're doing. Instead, what is really healthy is getting vastly curious as to why they do something a certain way. And this should never stop, whether you've been together for 2 days or 50 years. There's always going to be more exploration. I want you to think about this. Like, we think we know our partners so well after a certain amount of months or years, and we've fully explored them. But think about yourself. And I bet there's people on here watching this that are anywhere from 20 to 80 years old. I guarantee every 5 years, every 2 years, whatever, you look at yourself and you're like, whoa, I've grown so much has changed. Things are so different. Your partner is having those same changes, and you're not in them to feel them. You're at least in this body feeling your changes. So let's get really curious about our partners. As conflict arises, as things happen that you don't like, especially after the butterfly period ends after, about 90 days, why are you like this? What happened in your childhood? What happened in your past relationships? Why does this trigger you? What is happening? Explain it to me. And especially when things kind of irk you, you're going to find yourself bonding with this person more because you're getting to explore them and understand them. And usually what I've found is when your partner feels that you're willing to explore and you're curious, something magical all of a sudden happens. They start getting a little softer. So maybe if they were really firm on this is how things must be, when they find that you're curious and that you're accepting of it, maybe there's a little room for them to work with you if something really bothers you, that they may be willing to kind of do something with you to make it easier, or to work through it. Nadia, what is the topic? We're doing right now do these 3 things to have a healthy relationship. And number 1 was take care of yourself first. Number 2, when your partner does something weird or something that you think is wrong, you do not make them wrong for it. Instead, you get curious. Nessie Fed, I'm glad I helped you with something. Let's see. YouTube, feel free to let me know what your first name is and where or what state or country you're from. Would love to hear from you. All right, and then number 3, I just learned this concept and I freaking love it. And my girlfriend and I do this all the time. It's called strategic communication. And I think we've now named it the love tank. And so it's a quick check-in. And I'm like, for anyone that's been following me for a while, I love numbers. So what this is you go to your partner and you say, how are you feeling today on a 0 to 10 scale? Or where's your love tank at? 10 being like you're just beaming with joy and smiling everywhere. And 0, like you're just, debating committing suicide. So this is so valuable in partnership, is asking what their number is that day. So sometimes, my partner will be like a 7 or an 8. And I'm like, oh, this is good. Like, she's feeling pretty high. And there's probably room for her to have tougher discussions. There's room for her to be supportive if I need that. She's happier. And she will also check in with me, and that's my 0 to 10 scale. So if we're both at an 8, like, we're probably going to have a great day. We're going to have some fun. We're going to smile. We may even stretch each other. We may push. We may try to have conversations. But then there's other times where, let's say she's a 2 and I'm an 8. If she happens to be down at a 2, my job is to not poke her. It's literally just to be supportive, be gentle, be easy, be willing to listen, and realize that she's a 2. So maybe she may say something that pokes me a little bit, whether she does it on purpose or not. And in this scenario, I would suggest, while I'm at an 8, it's just absorbing it and realizing, all right, she's coming from a place of a 2 right now. I'm not saying be a doormat, but realize that this amazing partner that you've chosen in this moment is not at her best. So I think this is Alison Armstrong talks about one person being the child and one person being the adult. So that's what I would call that, is sometimes when someone drops into their love tank is at a 2, and maybe they lash out and say something not great, they're in child mode. And then you yourself, if you're at an 8, maybe you stay in parent mode and you don't drop down into this. You don't do the name calling. You don't retort back. Instead, you're like, I'm hearing you. Thank you for sharing that. Moving on, or maybe we can discuss that another time or whatever. But not escalating it further. Oh, really? You think that? Well, I think this. And like, not going tit for tat, but more just like, I hear you. Alma from Alma, California, or Alma in California. I'm in California too. Yvette in Iowa. Dina, New Mexico, 96 today. Ooh, that's hot. YouTube, can you guys hear me? What is your first name and what is your state or country? I don't think anyone has said anything. Hopefully you guys can hear me. Fargo, North Dakota. Have you watched the series? Where did you get that tall cup? I got this on Amazon. Iron Flask. They are not sponsoring me, but I do love them. They're like the cheapest of these like double insulated cups. They should sponsor me. Love them. Ingun, Norway. Hello. All right, team. Who has questions about their relationship, dating, sex, online dating? What do you folks want to talk about? You've got access to me for a bit now, and I'm ready to roll. Let's help you folks with your love lives. Sarah has not watched the series, not watched the movie. Dude, you should watch. You live there. That's like if I didn't watch The Sopranos, and I'm from New Jersey. I watched The Sopranos. Had to. And in case anyone watched The Sopranos, I used to work. I would drive past the Bada Bing like every single day for like 2 years. I worked right past it. And if you're wondering, did I ever go in? Sadly, I did not. What was I thinking? What do you have? What advice do you have for online dating long distance? I'm so confused. You're online dating and have never met, or you're like in a relationship and now it happens to be long distance? Maybe you could clarify that and I will answer it. Lisa, should I let him go? I don't know. What did he do? Never met. Stop immediately. Like, unless you live in the middle of nowhere and are forced to date people that live far away, go for it. But if you, where do you go? If you have the option to date local, you should 100% do that. Mike, are you single? Stephanie, I am not. Sorry. Hello, Mike from Chicago. Hi. I need to go there. Connecticut. I used to live in New Jersey. I'm in California now. All right, what questions do we have about dating, relationships? I see him 3 times a week. He rings and messages me every day. It's been 5 months. I see him 3 times a week. He rings and messages me every day. It's been 5 months. That sounds great. What's the problem? I have no boyfriend. What would you advise? If you want a boyfriend, I would suggest doing some online dating. And if you go on easydatingcoach.com, I've got this amazing webinar where I explain my online dating system. I would highly suggest getting it. It's totally free. I turned it into a video, the webinar. So now it's just like, I think it's a 52-minute video. I don't know what I was thinking, but back in the day, I spent like over, I don't know, like, I think I spent $17,000 in total, like building this webinar that I've now just made this free video. So if you're watching this and you don't go get this and you want to learn online dating, like, you're an absolute bonehead if you don't go get this for free. Because this is the most successful online dating system in the country that, like, I never talk about, my peers don't talk about, but I've been partnered with Match, OkCupid, and eHarmony for over a decade, using their data to come up with the most efficient online dating system, period. And I outlined exactly how to do my system in this video. And if you go to easydatingcoach.com, so the letter E, the letter Z, easydatingcoach.com, the first thing you can click, you can opt in to get this. I think it's called a webinar still, but it's just a video that I've converted into a video. It's free. I think it sends you right to the page right after you click in. It will collect your email, but I don't bother you. I send you an email here and there, and you can opt out. Anyway, the video is freaking incredible. It outlines my process. It's so efficient, high level. It's 50-12-1. What that means is we message 50 guys, ask them out on a date. 12 of them will say yes. And then from 12, we have 12 options. We pick one. Then we repeat this 6 to 8 times, and you will find someone you like. And I show you exactly how to do every step of this and all the minutia and all the details in this webinar. And I worked with a lot of people to build this thing and spent a lot of money, $17,000. It's all free. Go get it. So worth it. Rianne, you're so handsome. Oh, thank you. He is scared of my cats. Oh, boy. My girlfriend, for some reason, wants to get a cat, and I'm allergic, and I don't want a cat. He is scared of my cats. What's more valuable, the man or the cats? And is there common ground? Like, how do we do this? YouTube, we're in the part where if you have questions about dating, online dating, sex, love, relationships, go ask me a question. So go put that in the comments and we'll answer it. Online is such a hookup culture these days. Get out of the house. I don't think. let's pretend we have control of situations, which I really do believe we can. Let's just take dating as what it is and make it a very simple black and white form. Men are the gas pedal in dating. They're like, hey, want to go on a date? Hey, can I have your phone number? Hey, let's go on a date. Hey, do you want to have sex? Gas, 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 gas. And women are on the other side, break, break, break. I'm not ready to give you my phone number yet. Or now I'm ready to go on a date. Now I'm ready to have sex. So you can say online dating is too fast. You can say it's a hookup culture. You can say all these things. But at the end of the day, it takes two people to take their clothes off. And, hopefully there's not a rape scenario. But if a man shows up on a date, like, you can go as slow and as fast as you want. So if 1 out of 3 marriages, and that's the data we've been using for years, is coming from online dating, if you work the system properly, you don't have to be part of the hookup culture. You can opt in, you can opt out, you can do whatever you want. Personally, like, for example, like, I would have loved to have sex with my girlfriend probably a lot sooner than we had it, but she didn't want to for a while, which ended up working out great. But we didn't have sex, I think, until date, let's call it 20 or so. And so it gave us plenty of time to get to know each other. But she was that brake pedal saying, no, we're not having sex yet. And I'm like, okay, I'll try again, like, next time, and we'll see what she says, or I'll be ready. You let me know. Can I post a link? I think I can. Let's see if you got that. All right, let's see what else you folks said. Hopefully my phone doesn't fall over. I don't wait even one day for sex. Well, there you go. It's so hard to look at the comments on this thing. How long should women wait before getting intimate? I think from a strategic standpoint, at least at the bare minimum, 6 dates, because that at least tells you he's somewhat interested. But ultimately, it should feel like I feel connected to this person. And if they decide to never talk to me again after this moment, I know I felt like I should have sex in this moment, so I feel good about my decision. If you're going to feel shitty if they never call you after the sex because you weren't ready, then don't do it yet. Do it when you're ready. Oh, Lisa, he avoids asking if you've been dating for 5 months, seeing each other 3 times a day, and he says you're not in a relationship. Dump him. Men have 60 days to make up their mind. If he wanted to be in a relationship with you, he'd be in it. Men are more than capable of making up their mind in 60 days if you're seeing each other at least once a week, if not more. Yeah. All right, we're going to try to scroll without. Guys who are online window shopping while talking to you, is that right? I think this is my opinion, but I think everyone should work out their own rules and talk to their partner. Guys who are online window shopping while talking to you, is that all right? My opinion, everything is fair game until you have a talk and decide you're exclusive. If you don't like when guys are talking to other people, you can have that discussion with your guy and see what, as a team, you want to do. But ultimately, like, I am like, all is fair in love and war, and like, until you're exclusive, like, rock and roll, like, it's battleground out there. Just date until someone catches your fancy. I appreciate your honest, helpful advice. Thank you. Jeep Girl asks, what online dating do you recommend that's decent? I haven't seen any, lots of fake profiles too. Listen, there's going to be scammers. There's going to be fake profiles on every single one. I've experimented with, I don't know, probably like 40 or 50 just because to know the market. If you're over 40, I'd use match.com, assuming you're in the United States. I'm also familiar with a lot of different countries, but going into the minutia of that becomes a cumbersome answer. But if you ask a specific country, I may or may not know the answer. I may have to research. It depends if I've had a client there recently. But I would say if you're over 40, use match.com. If you're under 40, use Hinge if you're looking for a relationship. Doodlebee, good evening from Virginia. Hi. Marianne, I would love you to have a boyfriend like you. Thanks. I'm sure you will eventually get one probably better for you than I could be. So you'll be very happy when you get one day. If a man says he loves you, does that mean he is committing? No, it means he loves you. It may or may not. We should get clarification if we're committed. If you don't know, ask. Yodita, I refuse to do online dating. I want to date the regular way. Okay. Cool. I wonder, like, are you a super social person? Are you doing a lot of things in person to meet people? How's it going? Maybe you could offer, if it is going extremely well, like what you're doing so that other people can borrow your success. Jeep Girl, I've heard that different cities what? You have to elaborate on that. So if anyone has questions about online dating, sex, relationships, meeting people, you name it, let me know. I'm going to answer some more questions, but real quick, if you're thinking, man, I would love to work with Mike and get personalized attention and get some massive results, frankly, the highest results in the industry. Working by myself, I get 83% of people in a relationship. When I partner with my good friend, Helena Hart, so far, we've had a 100% success rate at getting our clients into relationship. Go in, if you're on TikTok, go to my profile, click the link tree, and sign up for a discovery call. If you're on YouTube, go in the description, go down below, sign up for a discovery call. It is complimentary, but only do this if you are deadly serious about getting some paid coaching with me. Your time, my time is extremely valuable. Let's only do these calls if we're going to really consider working together. Yeah. We've gotten 15 people married. We've been doing really well. Would love my next dream client who is open-minded, willing to listen, has her act together, has a good job, has friends, just has things going and just hasn't met their person. And just so everyone's clear, I'm not interested in helping you get just a boyfriend. I'm talking about the boyfriend, the partner, the most amazing person where you're like melting because this person's so great. If you want that level of partnership, something you're really excited about, that's what I'm in the business of. And that's why, frankly, that's why I have a career. And I'm really good at helping people find that amazing partnership. Oh, this is good advice. Yodita, who doesn't like online dating, says, tell all your friends that you're actively looking to date. People will help. I love that. People love to help. I'm in the helping business because I love to help. Like a lot of people love to help. Who's this? I can't read your name, but how do you encourage your boyfriend to do more for you without asking? It's almost impossible. Instead of maybe asking, just tell him, like, a man wants you to be happy and wants you to feel a certain way. Like, he feels successful when his partner feels a certain way. So if you can explain to him how you're capable of feeling, he'll want to cause that a lot of the time. So if you can say, hey, it would feel so amazing if you do X. I would feel so amazing. It would be spectacular. Saying that may be able to motivate him. I don't know what that means. Are men afraid of commitment even though they're in love, or is actually not love? Um, I mean, I think it depends how he defines it. Like, I think those are two separate things. A man can be in love and not want to commit. Like, he may not be in a place where he's interested in commitment, where he wants to be with one person, but he could still love someone. But I think women, or specifically you, should realize what you want. If you want commitment and you want a man that's all in and just all in with you, and you want to be in love and you want a certain type of relationship, demand that and only settle for that. If a man doesn't want to deliver what you see as something you want, then get rid of that man. I mean, that's kind of what dating is. It's like, I want this. Let me go find someone who also wants this and that I really enjoy spending time with. Um, how did you get into this work? Kind of dumb luck. It was like over 10 years ago or so. I had a friend that was bad with women, and he asked me to help him. I went over to his house, created an, at that time, OkCupid profile and account with him. And eventually we got him a girlfriend, and he's like, oh. And then I got 7 people married, and all of them were like, wow, you should start a company. So I did. Now, about a decade later, here we are, with all my gray hairs, still helping people fall in love. I'm living this case at the moment. I'm about to give up on him and leave. Cool, leave. Do it. Love that for you. My ex of 2 years just broke up with me. Does no contact really work? Oh. Hmm. First of all, I'm so sorry that you lost this partnership. Or I'm sorry of the feelings that you're probably feeling right now. You're probably heartbroken and sad and lonely. And, well, I don't know what you're feeling, but I'm assuming. Um, we shouldn't be doing things to try to get something to happen. Like being in your feminine is just being yourself, enjoying the moment, being in the present, and living your life, and then seeing what if a man shows up. It's not trying to manipulate. It's not trying to cause something to happen. Um, so I wouldn't be doing no contact hoping something happens. I'd be doing it from a pure heart if you're capable of this. I personally would not be contacting an ex because my purpose would be to move on and to heal. You broke up for a reason. If the reason both of you feel like there's a solution to, well, then maybe you could consider getting back together. But if one or both of you believes there is no solution to whatever the problem is, then the whole process should be revolved around moving on. And that, could start looking like hanging out with friends, getting back in contact with people you haven't seen in a while, staying busy, getting in shape, eating healthy, you name it, go do it. Can you move one eyebrow at a time like The Rock? I don't think I can. No, I don't think I'm doing it. Sorry. LMS. How was that advice for you? Did that help? If you have any questions about dating, relationship, sex, put it in the comments. I will answer. Also, if you're like, I would love some coaching, I would love to find my partner, go in, if you're on TikTok, go in, click my profile, click the link tree, and sign up for a discovery call. If you're on YouTube, go in the description, click the link to sign up for a discovery call. If you're like, I want to do whatever it takes to get my partner, I'm willing to invest. I've got my life in order. I've got my job in order. Only thing missing is a partner. And maybe life's not perfect. You're like mostly happy, but you would love to have someone to do life with and an amazing person. Go sign up. I think that's LMS or IMS. I don't know. She said, the 2-year relationship that just ended, she goes, yes, my advice helped. Thank you. I was wanting to work on things, but he didn't. Healthiest thing you can do is assume this relationship is gone forever and just start moving on. He's not coming back. He broke up with you. Like, go start the healing process. I think there's something really healing and really healthy about knowing someone's not coming back. Like, I think when there's like a little bit of hope, like it's so hard to move on. You're like, oh, they'll probably reach out to me or blah, blah, blah. That delays your life. That delays you so much. Just, he's not coming back. Go live your life. Like, there's going to be something bigger, better, greater down the road. Like, first you got to heal, and then you got to be open to it, and then something is going to blow your mind. One of my biggest mentors, John Gray, who wrote Men Are From Mars, Women Are From Venus, New York Times bestseller, he projects that every person has 300,000 soulmates. Like, I'm just not one to get hung up on, like, I know you build this high level of intimacy and this amazing partnership when you're with someone for that long. But everyone finds the next person. Like, I have so many clients that have been in like 10-year, 20-year, 40-year marriages, and then all of a sudden they meet the next person. They're like, this is so much better. Thank you. It's just, there's going to be more. I have a crush on you. Thanks. Jeep Girl, what's your opinion of speed dating? I've heard it's fun and it's in person. Any experience with it? I don't know if I've done speed dating. I think like I'm all for like I've done tantra. Actually, I guess I did tantra speed dating. Yeah, I did. I think it's fun. I've done like a lot of different dating events over the years. I've been a host. I've done them myself. Um, I think activity is activity. Like go have some fun. Have low expectations. Like maybe you're not going to meet your husband or whatever or your partner, but if you're going into it to have fun and just enjoy the day, like that's great. Um, if like you think it's going to be stressful and you're going to feel anxious or it's just stressful and not going to be a relaxing thing for you, then maybe don't do it. Go do something that's fun, and maybe while you're doing that fun thing, you happen to meet a guy. Whatever makes you happy. I think when we put ourselves in happy positions, we can be available to our surroundings and maybe meet someone. I don't understand this question. Janessa, what if a good friend is talking to someone serious and he doesn't want to do anything? IMS, I'm definitely in the grieving phase. Yeah, I hear you. I remember like I had a 3-year relationship with, at the time it was my fiance, and we were dated for 2 years, like engaged for about 8 months or so, a year, I don't remember. And the first 3 months were just so effing awful. Like, especially that first month. Like, I just wanted to like cry every day. And I was just like, that was my best friend. Like, we lived together, we hung out every day, we watched TV together, we played soccer together, we had mutual friends. Like, it was just awful. Like, I felt like I lost this piece of me. And it was just like this piece was now out of me. And just every day I was like, I'm missing a piece of me. Like, there's a hole here. I would say like let all those emotions out, have your like deep cries and feel your feelings. I mean, at least for me, like I'm really bad at feeling. So having that, um, coming from my eyes, if you will, crying, it feels great. For me, who's generally pretty emotionless, to have some emotion. So feel that. But then what most people do after a relationship is find that like intense action, and stay busy. Like it feels so good and it starts to feel amazing when you just like every moment you're like kind of doing something to keep your mind off of it. And you're like, for me, I was working out 7 days a week. I was eating healthy and I started losing weight. I started getting in great shape. And eventually at some point you just are thinking about that person less and less and less. And then like when you think about it, all of a sudden you're like not crying anymore. You're just like, all right, that's something that happened. And maybe the next phase is like, why did that not work? What was my role in it? What was her role in it? What did I do wrong? What do I need to work on? So then I started working on some of the shit I was doing wrong. And then eventually you can date again. Anyway, I hope that helps. Kat, what are the 3 skills? Recap. So the whole title of this thing was do these 3 things to have a healthy relationship. Number 1, take care of yourself first. Number 2, when your partner does something weird or something you think is wrong, don't make them wrong for it. Get curious as to why they did it. And then number 3 is strategic communication, which is basically asking your partner at a 0 to 10 scale how they're feeling in that day. And if they're a low number, don't have serious conversation. If they're a high number, rock and roll. And when you're both low numbers, just like take care of each other, just be really nice, hold each other, like try not to talk too much, just be. Michelle. Hi, Mike. Hi. IMS, how long should I wait before trying to date again? Any advice on that? I don't know. It's going to be a feeling. You know, I would say at some point you're going to feel like, hey, I feel like dating, and go date. And then if you go on a date and you're like, this is weird, this isn't the person I'm used to, and I can't do it, then don't. Then try again a few months later or a few weeks later. You do it when you feel ready. If you're the type that's like, there's a hole here and I'm trying to fill the hole, don't date for that reason. Date when you're like, I would like a man. Like, it would feel nice to have partnership. Don't do it because like this feels empty and I need to replace this. That's unhealthy. My boyfriend of 2 years, Victoria, my boyfriend of 2 years is on a trip in Hawaii with kids and ex-wife. Should I be mad? Have you met the ex-wife? How's the relationship there? Happy day 100. Do you remember me? I don't know. Have we met in person? Yes. Okay. Interesting. Okay, does anyone have any more questions about dating, relationship, sex, online dating, anything? All right. I think we shall end here. Thank you so much. If you're looking for one-on-one coaching, once again, go in the description. If you're on YouTube, if you're on TikTok, go in my profile and go to the link tree, sign up for a discovery call. I would love to help you if you are deadly serious about getting yourself into partnership and you're feeling like you're ready to invest, you've got everything else going for you, give me a shout. Love all of you. Thank you for spending time with me. We'll see you soon. Bye.